The most famous monarch of them all, King Henry VIII of England, may well have suffered from impotence as a result of receiving a series of traumatic brain injuries that are similar to those sustained by footballers. New research coming out indicates that as a result of injuries suffered to Henry's head whilst jousting could potentially have caused a series of brain injuries characterized by explosive temperament, memory loss, insomnia, headaches, and even, Margaret, impotence. This could explain a great deal. So experts are saying this is Yale Memory Clinic, behavioral neurologist, has said that they conducted this research, and as a result of letters and other historical documents that they found, they're tying his erratic behavior, which seemed to begin around 1536, shortly after sustaining an injury whilst jousting. He was knocked unconscious, remained unconscious for 2 hours. He'd had a couple of other instances and incidents prior to that, but this one, the real turning point, was this incident apparently that happened in 1536. He died in 1547, and for those last 10 years, it's characterized by a lot of erratic behavior, and they are trying to link it back, or suggesting there is a link with this disease that we're hearing so much about, CTE.
I mean, okay, so if that is accurate and true, couldn't we see footballers that have been, in traumatizing situations themselves, let's say they murder a spouse, couldn't that be a defense? Hey, look, I was hit in the head repeatedly, now I have an anger issue. It's not like I'm a murdering sociopath, it's a bona fide disease
that I've contracted. Right. It's an interesting way to go. What the Yale report says is that, interestingly, as we know, the chain of events that led to the Reformation. Henry VIII married 6 times, Margaret alluded to, had 2 of his wives executed, and causing the Reformation in the process, the split with the Catholic Church. All of this is interesting that the Yale professor picks up on this. It is intriguing to think that modern European history may have changed forever because of a blow to the head. So, as I said, the erratic behavior beginning around 1536 after these instances. What's curious to me is the fact that they're linking this now, and I'm curious to know why they're going to such great lengths, seemingly great lengths, to link this with CTE, chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Try saying that fast.
Right.
Yeah, this is obviously a disease that we're hearing so much about. There was the movie out recently, the Will Smith movie about concussion, called Concussion. There are a number of, just last week, a member of the Giants squad, the 2012 Super Bowl championship, died at 27, Tyler Sash, as well as a number of other Hall of Famers who took their own lives, and other people who have contracted this disease as a result of continued sustained trauma, hits to the head, causing this brain trauma. Something that the NFL is grappling with and saying that the game's never been safer. It's interesting to me that this research has been conducted and they're linking it back to that. One wonders whether they have some kind of an agenda, or whether there is an agenda with which they want to highlight this disease as a very real disease, or something that's historical and it's not just purely linked to the NFL, but trying to effectively highlight the instances of it and bring it more into the mainstream.
The O.J. Simpson defense, that's what we're looking at. I'm serious. Well, that wasn't his defense, but this would be a great one. It's a shame this wasn't on the books then. Look, I don't know. I need more. I need more than just one link. I want to believe that the murdering sociopathic tendency is not related to a head injury.
No, it was linked. That was linked to the fact that he was a king.
Right.
Well, maybe impotence, but he was linked to being a king, and God's anointed servant on earth, and so it does. If you genuinely believe that, it does tend you to rather despotic tendencies. I don't think that has anything to do with it. What they're suggesting is there is a link. What they're looking for is a historical link between the trauma that he suffered as a result of his athletic jousting activities in his 30s and the maniac that he then became later in life and leading up to his death in 1547.